Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be all about the altcoin HBAR Hedera Hashgraph. Remember in our last video we was calling for a bit of a pullback, outlining why we thought the pullback was going to occur at these levels, with the trend-based Fibonacci from the possible impulse low retrace all the way back down, coming to them 1.272 and 1.414 extensions. Really nice zone aligning with the 1 to 1 and 0.9 for a nice clear what seems to be a range break and a back test. We want to see this level back tested early, which is what we're doing here for HBAR. Wicks below, absolutely possible, down to that 8 or even the very low 8 cents fill to fill this bullish break candle that happened in mid-February. But right now we're looking at the weekly time frame. We're going to switch to the weekly time frame to see what we can see on HBAR and what we're expecting over the coming weeks for HBAR and the altcoin market in general, because I think everyone's getting a little bit scared here on these pullbacks, and it's only right, it's only necessary. But when you've got a potential impulse from the low coming in at 0.4 all the way to these levels, 38% retracements are very, very bullish. If we are holding that 38.2% retracement level, it's very, very bullish. Can we get them 50 and 61.8 corrections? Absolutely. It doesn't mean that the bullish structure is not intact. In fact, if you draw a simple trend line, there we go. We've got a bit of confluence at that 50 to 61% level down there. So everyone panicking a bit in the altcoin market. However, in my opinion, we're just getting a bullish back test for the higher levels that we're looking for on HBAR with the trend-based Fibonacci extensions coming in at the 3.272 and 3.414, aligning up and around these negative Fibonacci's of the full move to the upside. So again, when people are looking at altcoins and you see big corrections, let's take a look at the current correction in the market. We're talking 28, 30%, absolutely necessary. We do not want people in the market to be late longing and getting success. We need people to be late longing, getting liquidated, and potentially the stop losses below this level getting liquidated first before then moving to the upside. It gives the market a bit of breathing space. It gets the leverage out of the system. We don't want these leverage degenerates entering the space up here, being able to get all of the success, because that's when the market becomes way too overheated. We want to see that at the end of fifth waves to the upside, not at this level here for HBAR. So let's just drop it down now to the weekly time frame and we can get a better picture of what's going on. So on the weekly time frame here, we can look to the past and get an idea of what's gone on in the past for HBAR. And one thing that I want to point out is this clear zone here where HBAR absolutely ripped to the upside, big massive correction. It might not look that bad on the chart right now because of what came after. However, if we take that upper wick down to that wick there, that's a nearly a 50% investment loss if people was investing up here. Yes, they would have got away with it. However, that 50% correction is really hard to withstand, and you can see it was at that zone where we're looking at right now. This zone here was the back testing zone, which led to that monstrous candle for HBAR, which was not sustainable as seen because of the bullish break candle coming in to get filled with a higher high here. And inevitably that was the end of the run for HBAR in hindsight, but now we are back at this level. We're back testing it again. We've got nothing in terms of resistance really other than big liquidation areas. In my opinion, HBAR is setting up a major move from this level, whether we need to liquidate below first and then get the move to the upside, or just get a simple bit of a triangular correction here in the market, or a sharp wave 2 coming into them 61.8% retracements like we mentioned earlier. However, we sit at the 1-to-1 extension here of the higher time frame move for the 38.2% and just get them extension levels and absolutely rip to the upside and get a candle like what we got back here for HBAR. So it's up to the market makers as always. We don't know what's going to happen, but the people that was investing down here back in 2023, 2022, you're in a comfortable situation. You've been able to take a little bit of profit and sit back, relax. We're just letting the market do the work here. We're not getting emotional on the pumps because we're suggesting, we're coming to key levels here. It would be a nice time for a back test. And now you get the back test, a 30% correction, people panic in the market, people getting liquidated. One final push would be perfect. In fact, I don't want to see it because it means my portfolio goes down. However, one final push would be absolutely perfect in my opinion, just to get them stop losses in this area, bit of blank area, and then really push to the upside. Because I think right now in the market, people are potentially looking at this as support and thinking, yep, nice, easy, long. Bit of a stop loss hunt and then go to the upside. It's what I've seen many, many times in the market. Let's take a look at what happened before. we got what seemed to be a little back test at these candles, and then we got to the upside, big stop loss hunt, and then in the coming weeks and months we shot to the upside. So I think HBAR is one of them coins where the market makers like to play tricks, but at the same time a fundamentally sound cryptocurrency in my opinion, one not to be ignored, especially when we're seeing bullish market structure like this, the Fibonacci's, the negative Fibonacci's, the market sentiment all aligning for a big pump for HBAR. So one thing I would suggest doing here on your HBAR chart is zooming out to the weekly time frame, get all of these technical analysis placed on your charts, and draw these wick to body and wick to wick trend lines as a potential leading diagonal here. I've seen it so many times in altcoins where you get the first pump to the upside, there's your wave one within wave three, you get a nice pullback, people think that's the bounce, then you go in for the liquidation levels, then you get wave three, people think wow, yes, here we go. And then you get wave five pushing on into them levels, then Fibonacci extension levels. People think, yes, we've broken resistance. And then that's when you potentially look for your higher time frame, big major pullbacks. That would be, for example, I'm not saying this has to be the timeline or that has to be the price, but then you're looking at your 50% corrections. Right now, we're looking at a 30% correction. People really scared. Market sentiment not great. But leading diagonals like this, if they come to fruition, these wave twos within wave threes, they're meant to scare you out the market. It's as simple as that, and that could potentially be, let me show you this on a higher time frame. Your wave one, your wave two, all of that could be wave three. Then you get your sharp fourth wave correction for HBAR. Then we look for the potential levels to come in at these retracements that we've already got marked out on the charts. Then we'll look for brand new all-time highs for HBAR, where we potentially extend into these trend lines. We get a break of the trend line. People are looking for much higher prices. And that's why I said that 60 cents region for HBAR, 50, 40 cents region. This big key level up here is going to be a major take profit zone, as is the 24 and 25 cents zone. That's going to be for me, that's going to be for my plan. Of course, people do not have to listen to this. The analysis could be totally wrong, but as we've played HBAR for the past 2 years, playing it to precision, playing the pumps and dumps perfectly, announcing the buys and sells on Twitter, people calling us wrong, and market sentiment really coming to fruition now. I do think HBAR is setting up a major move. Whether we need to liquidate first is another thing. It's a 50-50 chance, really. That's what I do. I won't be jumping into leverage here. There's no point when I've accumulated them spot positions down here for HBAR. As always, I can just sit back here, relax, let the market do the work, let the analysis tell me what's going to come next. Of course, the wave structure can change, and we're open to that. We're always open to that. We're always updating in the group, in the Patreon. And I'll try and get a few more videos out on YouTube because I know people like to see the analysis like this in video form. So, as always, it's not financial advice. Just sit back, relax, let the market do the work. Do I think HBAR setting a move to the upside? Absolutely. Am I bullish on HBAR? Absolutely. This was just a reminder video to let everybody know that. We're looking at the extension levels. We're looking at higher levels. But as always, just remain patient and sit back, relax, and let the market do the work. And I'll see you next time, guys.